All right, we're about to be live. All right, Chiefs. Welcome to a Friday flashing from the fellas over here. We got myself, the Prop Beaver. We got Shredding Sports over there on the right, and we have Toasty Sam's leaving the camera as we go live. Couldn't expect anything else from the guy. My guy Kyle, he's on the golf course right now. He's enjoying life. He's drinking some drinks. It just took us some time to get this all together. I was having a lot of audio issues, but it looks like we figured those out. And we are going to be capping the slate. Are the graphics messed up, you may ask yourself? Yes, the graphics are messed up. The ticker is not correct. But we're still going to give you guys our bets. And I hope you learned something from this. So, Toast, how you doing today, bud? Good?
Life is good. Life is good. Can't complain. Pretty pissed off about the Angels and the Padres last night just because there was so much money on it, but it is what it is. One thing we can take solace on is that Tony, the rent payer Gonzalez, comes through yet again. Just put your life savings on it every time he goes out. I mean, it's honestly, he's paid my rent for 4 months straight now. Thank you, Tony G.
Yeah, speaking of a rent payer, we had Mr. Sean Redden over here put 2.5 units on the Dodgers spread last night. Were you sweating it out when it got to 3-5 late in the ninth?
I actually stopped watching it because I was just like, oh, they're pulling away, like we're good. And then when I went back and looked at it this morning, I was like, oh shit, they actually only won by 2.
Yeah, no.
I was watching the Padres game, and then as soon as they walked it off, I went to bed. And then I checked the Dodgers score and was like, oh, shit, that got tight. I'm glad I didn't watch it, though.
Yeah, no, that shit was flat out sweaty. I was watching the game, and I was like, Jesus Christ, I do not need the fellas losing here. All right, let's just get right down to it. I don't want to waste any more of your guys' time. Again, sorry for the late stream, but we still got the picks. So let's get right into it. We're going to start off with the Rays Reds, and I'll start off myself. So in this game, I wasn't really picking a side. I liked the Rays last night at the prices I was seeing them at. I saw them as low as like minus 140 last night, which I actually thought was some pretty good value. But the problem with me and that price is that I do respect Luis Castillo a lot. I think he's a solid pitcher. He's looked really solid over his last couple of starts. And while the Rays definitely have been solid, they're definitely picking up steam. There's not a lineup I've grown to trust just yet. But if there is somebody I do trust, his name is Shane McClanahan, and he is the strikeout lord. The Reds have one of the highest strikeout percentages over the last 2 weeks, and we've seen guys like Max Scherzer hit 11, Charlie Morton hit 10, Spencer Strider hit 11. They are letting anybody and everybody come and strike out whoever they want in that lineup. We just saw David Peterson, who's a lefty, go 3.2 innings, walk 5 guys, and still managed to strike out 7 of them. So what I'm going with here is Shane McClanahan over 7.5 Ks. I'm getting that at plus 120. And the reason I'm doing that is because, simply put, Shane McClanahan has been one of the best strikeout guys in all of baseball so far. His changeup is absolutely lethal. And the curveball, I've been seeing the Reds trip up on some curveballs lately, and I think it's another spot for them to do so. We're getting it at plus money. I don't give a damn if it's a trap. I don't give a damn if the Reds strike out less against lefties, and I also don't give a damn if the Reds swing the bat better against lefties. Shane McClanahan is a different beast. This is my AL Cy Young. I'm very confident on that, so I'm riding with over 7.5 Ks at plus 120 for 0.75 units. I'm going to go type that now. Toast, why don't you say your pick?
Yeah, I was on the same board as you. I gave this out on Discord, so if you're a member at KyleKirms.com, you would have got this. I love the Rays. The Rays were my play of the day going into the day. They've obviously gotten bet way up to minus 190. I bet the Rays at minus 150 and my plus 125 on the money or on the run line. Look, the Rays, you talked about the Rays lineup. I do trust the Rays lineup. They went through some injuries. They didn't look good, but in July, their second MLB versus right-handed pitching. And if you go all the way back to June 1st, they're still top 10 in the league against right-handed pitching on the road. So it's an offense I do trust. They're scoring like 6.5 runs a game their last 6 games. Now they're going to come into Cincinnati where the ball flies. I'm all over the Rays here. I'm actually going to put them in a money line parlay with the White Sox. And then I'm also going to play their team total over 4.5 plus 105.
All right, word. I could get down with that. What do you got for today, Sean, in that game?
Yeah, same thought process. The number kind of blew up to minus 190. I honestly would have no problem laying that. Like, I wouldn't tell somebody not to do it because I still like the Rays. It's just you're not getting value at what it was previous. So I'm going to take the Rays first 5 minus a half a run at minus 118 for a half a unit. And then I'm also going to take them on the run line. I got it at minus 104, and I'm doing that for a full unit.
Okay, so listen, what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna start putting the picks up on the screen for everybody. It's a tough time right here right now because I'm trying to get everything settled. Everything got a little messed up before the live stream kicked off, so again, sorry about that, guys. But Sean, just repeat those picks so I can type them in so people can see it on the screen for further clarity.
What's up?
So just repeat those picks.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's Rays first 5 minus a half a run, minus 118 for a half a unit. And then the Rays run line minus 1.5 at minus 104 for a full unit.
Okay, so 0.5 unit. And then and then repeat that second one again. Guys, just so you know, Toast, Sean, just say it slow because I have to hold the microphone so it hears me and I have to type at the same time. So I only have one hand.
You got it. Rays minus 1.5 for 1 unit, and I got it at minus 104.
Okay, minus 1.5.
Also, really quickly, I forgot to touch on the spot for Cincinnati. A horrible spot for Cincinnati playing extra innings last night, or extra innings against the Mets, and then they had a doubleheader before this as well. So, a horrible spot for the Reds.
Okay, 1 second. Over 7.5 Ks. And Toast, you're gonna be the next guy who I asked to repeat your bet. What is your bet, sir?
Yeah. I guess it's just Rays White Sox money line parlay.
Rays.
Sorry.
White Sox money line. Okay, and then what's the odds?
I'm gonna have the Rays in a
139.
parlay too, but I can give that out when I get to the other team I'm parlaying them with, because that's the only play I have for that team.
All right, so Chiefs, as you can see, we got those on the screen. I'm about to fix everything right now. I'm getting everything sorted, so it's going to be smooth sailing from here. I'm going on to the next picks for you guys. The next game that we're going to be discussing right here is going to be the Angels and the Orioles. This is probably one of my favorite picks for today. I'm all over the Orioles. This is a smash spot for this team. They've already seen Reed Detmers. Listen, Reed Detmers, this guy stinks. He had that no-hitter. Everybody was riding on his Johnson. And ever since then, I just feel like we haven't seen the same Reed Detmers. His last 2 starts in the bigs, he went 8.2 innings pitched, 9 hits, 9 earned runs, 4 home runs, 5 walks. He's significantly worse on the road. He's also much worse versus right-handed batters. Going to be seeing a ton of those today. And the Baltimore Orioles are just smashing left-handed pitching right now. The last 8 to 9 left-handed pitching versus Baltimore have surrendered 3+ earned runs. And Detmers has allowed 3+ earned run in his last 4 or 5 road starts. On the other side, we got my boy Tyler Wells. I love this kid. He's like 6'7". The man's a fucking gigantor. And over his last 4 starts against Minnesota, Seattle, Washington, Toronto, he's just got a 480 OPS. His best spots at home and at night, and he's also better versus left-handed batters. That's going to be 6 of the guys in that Los Angeles lineup. The last 9 starting right-handed pitchers versus the Angels. Jesus Christ. They have 2 or less earned runs and own a combined 1.53 ERA, 0.74 whip. I'm just keeping this super simple. It is the Orioles first 5 money line, minus 130 for a full unit, and the Baltimore first 5 team total over 2.5 plus 115 for a half unit. So Toast, go next, but talk about your reasoning and then say the pick at the end.
I don't have a pick. It's really easy. I want nothing to do with this game. The public's going to be dick riding the Orioles.
Yes,
I didn't
sir.
really like the way they played yesterday. I think you guys got lucky cashing that tickets. I want no part of this game.
Okay, wow, that's very nice of you. You don't believe in my boy Tyler Wells? I'm a little concerned.
I think that the Orioles bubble is going to pop at some point, and laying minus 135 with a team that I only liked as a dog is out of my wheelhouse.
Okay, all right. So you have no respect for the dog nature of the Orioles. That's completely fine. That's you. You do you. Sean, what are your picks for this game?
I'm on the Orioles full game money line.
Okay,
minus
word.
142 is what I'm seeing it at right now. I know Toast disagrees with it, but I don't have a problem laying it. The Orioles have been hot. I trust this lineup
Have they?
keep. I trust this lineup to keep hitting the ball, and then I think they do have the pitching advantage, as you touched on, Beaver. So give me the Orioles full game money line minus 142, and I'll take that for a half unit.
All I'm saying is the Orioles are winning games 4-1, 2-1, 3-1, 3-4, 2-4, 0-2. There's a lot of very, very close games in here. So there's this idea that Baltimore is playing very, very well because they had 2 games that they scored a couple runs. I don't know if I'm there yet. Not at this number, personally.
And
the
that's
most important part of your statement, Toast, was Baltimore is winning games.
Yeah.
Correct, but not at minus 145.
I agree with the price. I agree that with you staying away,
Yeah,
your logic is there.
Listen, the price is a bit nutty, but when you're feeling it, you're feeling it. And simply put, the Angels suck. The Orioles don't need to score 5 runs to win this game. They need to score 3. The Angels can't hit shit. They can't hit a bullpen. They can't hit a starting pitcher. And I don't think they're going to be hitting my boy Tyler Wells. So
they were 1 hit away from breaking that game wide open yesterday. So you just better pray they don't get that one today again.
They're always 1 hit away. That seems to be the story with them. They're the 1 hit away Angels.
They got you 2 days ago.
Oh, yeah.
They get you again today.
Oh, yeah. Nah, yeah. Bring that up. Very disrespectful of you to bring that up, truly. Obviously a guy with low class over here, as you guys can tell. I mean, I would never say such a thing, but whatever. We're going to move on to the next game. Marlins, Mets. Toast, why don't you start us off? We are on different sides on this one for sure.
Taking the Marlins in the first 5 on the money line for a half a unit at plus 120. Anytime I get a fade Bassett with a good spot, I'm going to take that. We got Pablo Lopez on the mound for the Marlins. He got rocked the last time he faced the Mets, but he came back. I think he's good enough in a good enough spot right now to come back with a quality start. Bassett's coming off the IL, just COVID. He was fine. We've all seen the videos of him talking about it. The Mets scored 10 runs yesterday and 8 runs the day before that. I don't trust them to do that again here today. Again, I just like Miami with Bassett coming back from injury. They've already seen him once this year as well. I think I'm getting the better pitcher at a plus price, so I'm going to take him in the first 5.
All right, and now, Mr. Sean Redden, how are you feeling about this game? Can you please give me your thoughts?
I got to be honest, I don't really love this game.
Okay.
Both pitchers got touched up a little bit. The Mets actually hit Lopez around when they faced him earlier in the year. But I do think he's the better pitcher over Bassett. But I think these Mets bats are starting to get going a little bit. They scored 5 previous, then exploded last night and single-handedly ruined my under in that game, which also was the only leg in a parlay I gave out that loss. I was really pissed off about that. So I'm going to back the Mets here at the full game money line. It's minus 166. I'm going to do that for a full unit. And then, like I said, both pitchers have actually got touched up a little bit. So I'm going to take the over 7.5 at plus money. It's plus 102, and I'll take that for a half unit.
Okay, so over 7.5. That's going to... You said that was plus money?
Plus 102, yeah.
Plus 102, and that's going to be for a half unit. And then what was your full unit bet again? I'm sorry, I was just trying to look at some of the comments.
One full unit on the Mets money line minus 166.
All right, so I don't know what that was about. Sorry, guys. This thing, let me tell you what about this Wirecast. It's about as bad as the fucking Angels lineup. Let me tell you that real quick. I am not a fan of this Wirecast. Me and Kyle are going to have to get to talks after this because I'm having a full-blown aneurysm over here. Listen, I'm with Sean. I don't love this game too much. I'm not a Bassett hater. I may be a little biased because I am a Mets fan myself, but personally, I don't think really Bassett's that bad. Yes, has he had a bad stretch recently? Yeah, sure he has. Is this the third time he's gonna see the Marlins in a row? For sure he is. But at home, at night, that's been his best spot so far. This Marlins lineup really doesn't impress me, especially on the road against a right-handed pitching. They're bottom 5 in most categories. And here's the main thing that's really sticking out to me. The Mets are the best first 5 run line team at home in the league. They are 28-12. You would be up 16.57 units if you were to bet that every single home game. And they have a 35.6 return of interest. Listen, Toast. I've heard you say that reasoning to back them in the past. So stop with your little face you have on, okay? Okay, thank you.
I'm actually reading the comments, to be dead honest with you. I didn't even hear what you said, but...
Oh, okay. Well, if they're roasting me...
Somebody wants to let you know that the graphics are wrong, bro.
Oh, yeah, I said that in the beginning, but that's fine.
That's why I'm laughing.
Yeah, no, listen, it's not easy out here, right? Okay, it's not
easy. And then they start talking to each other. The Marlins suck. The Marlins pitcher sucks too.
I will say,
who has a better record in the last 10 games, the Marlins or the Mets? Since the Marlins suck so bad, who's got a better record in the last 10 games? Look that up, guys.
No, but I'm sorry. Who did the Marlins play in the last 10 games? They played the Angels. They played the who else did they play? The Nationals. Those are some really impressive teams. Let me say, those are some good squads. Okay. So what is
they're winning the games they're supposed to win, right?
Yes.
How'd they do against the Mets?
I think we did a little tie ski, a little 2-2.
Okay.
Yeah. Keep it that way. Okay.
How was Father's Day?
Not good, bro. Well, that's because the Sandy Man was out and about. So we'll leave that one alone.
Yeah, you got Pablo coming.
All right, we'll go to the Yankees Red Sox. We got Nestor Cortez on the mound against Connor Siebold. Sean, why don't you start us off here?
Another one. Like I told Toast before we even came on the air, I was like, I gotta be honest. There's not a lot where like I looked over the slate and was like, I love this. Like last night, I had a few plays where I loved it. But I really don't see that tonight. The Rays would probably be the only one I feel like I really feel strongly about. But with that being said, I think the pitching matchup here with Nestor the Molester versus Seabolt for the Red Sox, I think is a huge disadvantage for the Red Sox. I don't trust their bullpen. Seabolt's not going deep in the games. It's going to be a big bullpen game, I feel like, for the Red Sox. So if Cortez does what I think he should do, this Yankees lineup is going to put up runs, I believe. So I'm going to take the Yankees at -1.5, and it's actually at even money, plus 100. And I'll do that for a full unit.
For a full unit, very nice, very nice. I guess I'll go next. So I'm fading Nestor here. I actually really don't like the spot for him at all. He's already seen Boston this year, didn't have the best outing against them, and now if you look at his last 2 appearances against this Boston team, he's pitched 6 innings, allowed 7 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 home runs. He hasn't looked nearly as untouchable in his last 5 starts like he was earlier in the season. The main number that stood out to me, 38.7 hard hit percentage. That is simply just not going to do it. What is it? So against the Red Sox, when there's lefties at home, the last 5 lefties at Fenway have visited them. They've combined for a 10.12 ERA and a 2.09 whip. The Boston Red Sox are brutally murdering lefties, people. We're going to have to get the FBI in this because this is simply not okay for this mass murdering to be going down. And if you look at Boston versus lefties last 3 weeks, 1st in OBP, 3rd in OPS, 3rd in WRC+, 6th in hard hit percentage. I mean, they are just clocking the ball right now against left-handed pitchers. So this is what I did. I'm going with the Boston first 5 team total over 2.5. And the last time I saw that, you could get that at a nice plus 130 price. I'm putting a half unit on it. And the reason I'm going with the first 5 instead of maybe like a Cortez earned runs type of thing is because Cortez has actually gone under, 5 innings every time he's given up 3 or more runs. So it only makes sense, truly, to just bet that team total, as you're just going to pay more vig and have to worry about the runs to be earned if you're betting it the other way. I just think that this is the best way to bet it. And I think that Cortez, I love the guy. I really do. I love his style. I love that he's like 5'4" and looks like a mole rat. But truly, I don't know. I don't like the spot for him at all. Toasty, what are you going to say, huh? What are you going to say?
So I'm in the same kind of boat as you. I didn't want to pick a side in this game because I felt like, kind of like you alluded to, the team totals just have too much value to me. So I'm actually playing both team totals in different ways. I'm playing the Yankees in the first 5 over 2.5 minus 120 because I think those bats should get to working. But I'm also going to take the Boston team total over 4.5 at plus 100 for the full game. And 0.75 on each of them. So obviously I don't need to go into how good the Yankees lineup is. Judge and Rizzo will be back today. And then Boston is number 3 in the Major League Baseball hitting lefties at home this year. So at great value for both of them. I don't have to pick a side. I just want fireworks tonight.
Okay, and you chose to go with this rather than the full game over. Can you just explain that situation just so, like, if people are looking at it, they're like, why'd he do that instead of going with the full game over?
Honestly, I just didn't really like the full game number for the Yankees at 5.5. And then at the same time, like, I'm not so sure that the Yankees kill them today, but I do think that they have a better chance of scoring 3 runs off of the kid than I do them winning the game outright. So, yeah.
All right. That sounds cool to me. Just what are the odds for that team total over 4.5? Just so I can write that down for the fella. Plus 100. All right, I like that. Do you think that's mostly going to come in the beginning, or do you think that they're going to be able to get some off the bullpen as well?
I'm getting essentially 9 at bats with the number 3 lineup versus left-handing pitching in league. So at home. So I'll take that any day.
All right, very classy, Toast. Very classy of you to say all that. We're going to move on to the next game. Let's go ahead and let's talk about some Nationals Braves. My boy Eric Fetty's on the mound, and boy, he does not have good numbers against Atlanta. Toast, you just ended it. I want you to start it now. I want you to start what you just ended. Let's hear what you got.
I like the Nats and Braves first 5 over 5. I think it's like juiced up to like 115 or 120. But either way, I like it. Well, just the history when these two teams play, there's runs scored. 8 of the last 10 games, they've went over 10 runs. The Braves were a little dead with the bats the last couple nights, but I think obviously with Fetty coming to town and their history against him, that's going to have some success. And then the Nats, earlier in the year, we talked about them a lot, having success hitting on the road. I think that they're all right enough to get a couple runs off of Morton today, who's looked pretty good, but again, it's not the type of guy that I expect just to do a complete shutdown on the Nats. So Soto's back in the lineup and whatnot. So first 5 over 5 for me at 0.75 units.
Oh, 0.75 units. Okay, kid. I'll actually go next. I'm kind of riding with that over as well. I'm not as crazy about it as you. I'm only going to put a 0.5 on it, but I'm actually going with the full game over 9. I believe I got that at, minus 108. So over 9, minus 108. First of all, Eric Fetty, that guy has some horrendous numbers against this Atlanta team. I mean, he's gotten just about rocked to his core every single time he's faced them. It is pretty brutal to watch. It's like a murder on live television. Truly terrifying stuff. And then we've got Charlie Morton, who everybody's riding lately because he's been striking dudes out, but like I'm just not seeing it. Yes, he's at home, but it's a night game. He struggled in night games this year, and he's also been worse versus lefties. There's a lot of lefties in that Nationals lineup. And if you look at the Nationals in their recent skid in terms of hitting, a lot of that is coming against left-handed pitching. Right now, they cannot hit left-handed pitching to save their lives. But if you're looking at right-handed pitching, they actually have some somewhat decent numbers in the top 15 of most categories over the last 3 weeks. So I'm all over. There's some runs being scored here. I'm not going to go too crazy on it because I have some other games I like more. But I do like the over of 9. And honestly, yeah, fuck it. I'm making it 0.75 units. I'm feeling shiesty today. Sean, buddy, lay it on me.
I'm kind of on the same thought process of you guys. I'm not playing the over, but I'm definitely going to be fading Fetty. But I kind of trust Morton here.
Okay.
He got off to a horrendous start to the season, but his last few starts, 7 shutout innings versus the Cubs, 7 strong, only giving up 2 versus the Giants, 7 strong versus the Phillies, who had been a hot lineup at the time, and then again 7 shutout innings versus the Cincinnati Reds. They're not very good, but still another quality start out of him. And then, like you said, the Braves should rock Fetty. This money line price is entirely too high for me. I don't think there's any value on the run line. So I'm going to take the Braves money line and parlay them with the Rays money line. And you can actually get that at plus 114. And I'll do that for a full unit.
Okay. ATL money line, Rays money line, and then what is the odds on that? I'm sorry, I'm trying to
plus 114.
Plus 114, and you said a full unit, sir?
Yes.
All right, I like it. Any final notes for this game, Toast? Anything you really want to get off your chest?
Nope.
Okay, I was just kind of stalling there. All right, so on to the.
Sorry.
Listen, I'm a classy guy. On to the next game. We're going to be talking some Twins versus Rangers. And I honestly, I'll start us off. So I'm not overall too crazy about this game, but I am somehow betting a full unit on 2 different bets, and here's why. This is just mainly a fade of the Rangers at home. They're just not nearly as good at home as they are on the road, and you could just see it in their batting numbers. Texas lost their last 8 of 13 home games. They've gone under 3.5 runs in their last 9 of 14 home games, and they weren't even facing too many impressive pitchers during that stint. So I'm not really on them. I think Sonny Gray this year has been truly excellent. This guy's having a complete resurgence this year. I'm very impressed by him. And what I'm really liking, what I'm seeing in terms of splits, is he's been better on the road, actually close to lights out. 1.83 ERA, 4.94 OPS is very impressive. But not only that, but he's better versus left-handed batters, and the Texas lineup has 6 of those today. So what I'm going with in this game is I'm going with the Twins money line. And that's not really a fade of John Gray, but more so just a fade of the Texas bats. I think that the Twins could get some off that Rangers bullpen. I think they could get at least 2 or 3 off of John Gray as well. So I'm going to put that Twins money line at minus 120. And I'll put a half unit on that. And then the other bet I'm going to do here is I'm going with the Rangers team total under 3.5. And I know that's a very low number, especially with how they've been swinging the bat lately. But people, isn't that what the books want us to think? Don't they want us to look at that number and go, oh, remember that Orioles series? Dude, they were smacking the ball. Yeah, no, I'm good off that. I think that my boy Sonny Gray goes to shut downtown in this one, and I think that's actually at a pretty good price. So I'm willing to put 0.5 units on that. Those are both my bets for this game. Now, give me the Beat Boy and Free My Soul Toast. What do you got?
I absolutely love the Twins here today. I'm taking the Twins on the money line, minus 120 for a unit and a half. It's one of my favorite plays of the day. I've said this over and over again. If the Twins have Buxton and Correa in the lineup, they're probably one of the most undervalued teams in baseball. Buxton and Correa are in the lineup tonight. Sonny Gray, like you touched on, has been fantastic on the road. John Gray on the bump for Texas. I'm not going to say a lot of bad about him because he's been solid, but I think that we're getting the Twins, who are a better team with a better lineup, obviously compared to what you said about with the Rangers batting at home. Also, Rangers coming off of a long road trip. They did have a day off, but I will say they've actually done decent coming home off a road trip, so that's not really as negative as I thought it would be. But still, in general, not a great spot, so I'm all over the Twins today. I also, if you're willing to eat the juice, I'm not gonna give it out on the show to make Beaver type it, but the Twins team total over 3.5 at -140. It's -140 for a reason, guys.
Yes, dude, I was looking at that, Toast. They've actually been hitting that at a very high rate on the road.
Oh, yeah.
So
I know. That's why I wasn't gonna make you type all of it because it would be yeah. Just so you guys, the world knows, I'm playing that personally.
I like Ray too much. I didn't want to go ahead and bet that, and not only I just didn't want to bet 3 different bets on this game. It's not. Yeah.
That's why I said it.
Yeah, but all right. Let's hear what you got, Sean. What do you think about this game? Are you backing the Rangers here?
Absolutely not. It's a battle of the Grays pitching tonight, but I'm going to take my Sunshine and back Sonny Gray. I'm taking the Twins on the money line -120 for a full unit, but then I also think getting them -1.5 on the run line at +146 is excellent value as well. So I'm going to take that for a half unit as well.
Now, did you say that was +136?
146.
Oh, sheesh. All right, so you boys are loving the Twins today. I'm a fuck with you.
Me and before we got on, me and Toast were sitting here, and then I was like, Twins or Rangers? And then we both were like, we're just waiting to see if Correa is in.
And did you guys get all giddy about the game?
Yes, we did.
Yeah. All right, like little schoolgirls.
Just so everybody knows, I don't know about these two, but I knew Rizzo wouldn't be playing today. There'd be a little bit of a mix-up, but yeah, it's him and Stanton. It's their days off, so you're still going to get LeMahieu, Judge, Carpenter, Torres, Donaldson, Hicks, all those guys. So they're going to pinch hit as well. So just so you guys know about the lineup, if you guys hear about the Yankees lineup.
My guy Estot agrees with us too. It's about time for Sonny. It's Sonny season, baby. In the battle of the Grays, Sun will prevail, as my guy Sean just said. All right, so let's go ahead and let's head to the next game. Honestly, it's Royals, Guardians. I could almost give a pass on this game. That's how little of a shit I give about this game. But I'll just put a half unit on the Royals money line at -124, simply due to the fact that Aaron Savali has been nothing short of pissed this season. It looked like he was decent. He had like a nice little comeback game against the Minnesota Twins. But even in that comeback game, the guy allowed like 2 earned runs, 5 hits through 5 innings pitched. That's nothing spectacular. And then went on to get shelled the next 2 games. So I'm really not a big Aaron Savali guy. I don't like the spot for him. He doesn't have the best numbers against the Royals. And in his last 4 starts against them, he's 0-1, has a 5.75 ERA and a 1.48 WHIP. The pick I really wanted to give you guys was his under in Ks, but the line moved, so I'm not going to sit here and give you nothing. But the Royals hit their team total in the last 4 or 5 games. They're 4-1 to the run line in the last 4 or 5. So I believe that's first 5, by the way. Sorry about not clarifying that. But Brady Singer's a guy that I don't think is too awful. He's been pretty awful versus the Guardians in the past. But you know who else is awful? The Guardians bats right now. This team is just about as pathetic as it gets. When you're getting swept by the Detroit Tigers, that's when you as a team need to have a meeting. You need to get your feelings out there. I don't know if they need like a spiritual reset, but that was one of the most pathetic things I've ever seen. Even if the Tigers are rolling, you just simply can't let that happen, especially with Bieber on the mound in that one game. That was sad. So I'm betting the Royals money line, -124, just a little half unit, just a little sprinkle. Sean, why don't you go next? What are your thoughts on this game?
Kind of same as you. Savali's trash. Been
So
trash
ass.
all year. And then the Guardians bats are struggling, but the Royals have been really hitting the ball the last week or so. They're putting up a bunch of runs. And then the last time, like you said, Singer's been getting touched up by the Guardians in the past. They got to him for 4 earlier this year. So that leads me to back the over.
Okay.
8.5 in this game. I got it for a half unit at -118. And I think there's a good chance the Royals could get us 4 or 5 here. So I expect the Royals to carry the majority of the work. But I think the Guardians, if the Guardians get us 3, I think we hit this over.
You know, I don't think that's a bad bet either. I was looking at that for like the longest of times, and the reason I couldn't get around to it is because I thought maybe Brady Singer would have a good start here. But dude, those bullpens stink too. That's something to think about. Both those bullpens have been horrible lately. Even Class A got rocked the other night. So that's something to definitely look into. I like that pick a lot. And that's for a half unit, correct? Just want to clarify.
Yes.
All right. Toast Maghost. I heard you love this game and you're throwing 10 units down. Is that true?
I love the over in this game.
Okay.
Like you guys talked about, Savali's been horrible, and yeah, the Cleveland bats are horrible, are not good at all right now. But you know what else is really bad right now? The Royals bullpen. So, I just think they're just two bad teams. I think that we're going to see some runs tonight. I'm going to go over 8.5 at -118 for 0.75 units.
Dude, honestly, listen, I'm not a big peer pressure guy. I don't think anybody should give into peer pressure. If you don't want to do something, you should just say no. But I am also officially now adding that over 8.5 because I was looking at it earlier today. The fellas are on it, and I'm just sitting here like, AJ, what are you doing? What are we doing here? What are the things that we're not seeing? Listen, I'm all over it. I was a little scared of the Guardians' offense being ass, but Brady Singer, listen, he's a nice fella, but he's also a fart smeller. So listen,
check it, and I don't go a ton off of series history, but I do like to look at it. The last few games these teams have played: 4-0, 8-3, 7-3, 10-7, 17-3.
Ooh, Redden Sports.
I'm good.
All right, he's back. He's back. Thank God. Thank God. All right. Yes, to the people in the comments who are still referring to the graphics, they will continue to be wrong for the rest of the episode. I'm sorry for this.
Somebody should just comment graphics are messed up and leave that as the pinned comment.
I've said that same comment like 3 times, but everybody's like, bruh, the graphics are wrong, bruh.
Hey, listen, these are some of these people are loyal VIPs. I'll give them a break. They're expecting top-notch production, and the Prop Beaver has not delivered it to them. And for that, I'm sorry, guys. I really am. I truly am. Let's go ahead and let's move on to the next game. Don't want to keep people here all day. Tigers versus the White Sox. I love this spot to fade Tariq Skubal. And as much as I love my boy Tariq Skubal, the man's looking like ass cheek McBooty lately, and there's really no nice way to put that. Last 5 starts, 9.00 ERA, 1.024 OPS, a 436 WOBA, 13 walk percentage, 1.91 whip. People, you get it. I don't need to list the numbers. 2 of those games, let me just go ahead and say, we're against the Pirates and the Giants. So Tariq Skubal should be put on notice here because that is just horrible. He has quite bad numbers against his White Sox team. He's 2-2 against them, 6.95 ERA, 1.91 whip. 814 OPS against that current lineup, and Tim Anderson 7-13 with 5 doubles. So I would definitely look at a Tim Anderson total bases prop. And also, Jose Abreu, 6-13 with 2 doubles. So, yeah, they're getting to Tariq Skubal. And here's the other thing that I'm loving right now. Chicago White Sox versus left-handed pitching since June. 2nd in OBP, 3rd in OPS, WOBA, and 2nd in WRC+. They're murdering lefties. Last 4 starting left-handed pitchers versus the White Sox, 10.01 ERA, 2.48 whip, and 3 of those guys were Framber Valdez, Martin Perez, and Tyler Anderson. So those are some established, solid left-hand pitchers. I don't want to have to worry about Lucas Giolito absolutely scumming me out of Cash City. So I'm just going to keep this simple here. This is a pure fade of Mr. Tariq Skubal. I'm going with the Chicago first 5 team total over 2.5. And I got that at plus 105. And I'm putting a full unit on it because that's how I'm feeling today.
Plus 1054? Holy cow, Beaver. What a play.
Shut the fuck up. All right, it's fixed now. Redden Sports, I hope you're all right. Okay,
good.
We're good.
My dog just wanted to come in.
The dog, man. These dogs these days.
On this cast. Always.
Yeah, I've been looking for Panda to come on the stream, but Buddy's a scaredy cat. All right, Toast, what do you got to say about this one?
So, like I said earlier, I'm playing the White Sox with the Rays in a moneyline parlay. It's at, let me get it for you, Beaver. I think it's like 135 or something like that. I have it.
How many units?
139. 0.75.
All right, 0.75 units.
Actually, just make it a full unit. Full unit. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Here's again, and I don't need to keep on going over what you had already said with Scooble. We already know how well the White Sox hit lefties in general. I would love to back Scooble in the Tigers here, especially with them playing such good baseball right now. But again, Scooble has just. I mean, trust me, he's been killing me. He's been killing me. So again, with Giolito actually coming back to normal Cy Young type of talent, I guess. I mean, the Giants, the Angels, I mean, not teams that I really am worried as far as their bat's going to kill you, but he is at home, and the White Sox are facing the lefty. So, like I said, I'm going to do it in a money line parlay.
Smart. That's a smart chalk. Sean, what are you thinking? Are you also on the Chicago White Sox bandwagon?
I am, and I was pleasantly surprised when I asked Toast pre-show because I really thought he was going to back Scooble here.
No, we're done with that.
Yeah, Tariq needs to just change his name to Reek Scooble because he stinks. I'm taking the White Sox here on the run line, -1.5, and you can get that at plus 122.
Plus 142. How many
22, 122.
Oh, okay. How many units you putting on that, you dirty dog?
I'm not scared. Give me a full unit.
Sheesh. Now, here's a guy who's not scared. All right, so we got the Sox Rays money line. We got that Chicago first 5 team total over 2.5. And we got the Chicago White Sox -1.5. Everybody's loving them Sox today because we all got full units on it. I think that's probably one of our most...
I backed them yesterday, too, and then watched Eloy Jimenez and Jose Abreu
scrub the game away.
Get out with runners on second and third, and then I was pissed.
Yeah, see, that's just beyond disrespectful.
It's okay. I had the Cardinals and Tigers money line personally. I didn't put them on the show. I used their team totals, and they both didn't hit.
Yeah, see, listen, Chiefs, they're coming different today. I talked to the clubhouse. They're coming different. All right, so for our next game, we got Pirates versus Brewers. I'm gonna let Sean. You ended.
Pick me.
All right, so geez, go.
Pick me. 2 plays in this game.
Jeez.
If you're crazy with me, come along for the ride. Pirates team total over 3.5 at plus 120 for a half a unit. Pirates first 5 money line at plus 165 for a half a unit. Aaron Ashby is a freaking gas can on the mound. Okay, I understand that the Brewers are really good. JT Brubaker isn't some Cy Young winner or anything like that, but the Pirates are scoring runs lately. I understand they didn't play well against the Yankees, but this is going to be the 3rd time they're seeing Ashby. I do think that the Tigers can get some runs here today. I do not trust Aaron Ashby at a huge price the way that he's been pitching lately, so I'm going to take the Pirates at a stab today.
All right. And Sean, what do you got for this one?
I like where Toast head's at. I'm personally not going to back the Pirates, but I'm also going to fade Aaron Ashby. I'm
this
taking
guy with the
over
nicknames.
8 I'm taking the over 8 for 1 full unit. I got it at -108. Yeah, Aaron Ashby has just been atrocious, and then I'm also not crazy about Brubaker either. So let's just go bats.
So it's over 8 -108 for a full unit. Am I correct in saying that? Okay. See, now I was looking at that total, and I was getting a bit sussed out looking at the money and stuff, so that's why I stood away from it. I was thinking the same thing as you guys. I mean, these teams just played. But here's the thing that was also drawing me away from it. These 2 lineups stink lately. The Pittsburgh Pirates have gone into a free fall lately in terms of the runs they're scoring, and so have the Brewers. All of a sudden, this Brewers team that was #1 in every single category over the past 5 weeks has turned to absolute dog shit. I'm not dismaying both of your bets. I actually hope they hit. I hope we all hit on this game, because I am not siding with any team, and I am not siding with any total. In fact, I'm looking for strikeouts here. I'm looking for Brubaker and Ashby to both get 5+ Ks here. You can parlay that for plus 125. Let me write that on the screen. So Brubaker, Ashby, plus 125, 5+ Ks. I'm doing a little SGP for that joint. And let me tell you why. The Milwaukee Brewers, they had this guy Brubaker, he's not good at pitching against them at all whatsoever. Let me just go ahead and clarify that. No, he's not good at pitching against them. But what he is good at doing is striking these guys out. And he's hit 6+ Ks against them in 7 straight games. This man cannot stop striking these dudes out. He has a 33+ K percentage against the team. All I'm asking for him is for 5. He has a better K percentage on the road, and he also has a better K percentage against lefties. So I'm really loving the matchup for him here. As long as he could stay in the game and not get rocked, which, listen, guys, he could rock him in the later innings. I don't give a shit. But not in the first 3 or 4. I want him to get some Ks there. And then I'm also going to back Ashby to get some Ks because as horrible as the guy is, he really does have some good stuff. Does he have the greatest command of it? No, not at all lately. But the Pittsburgh Pirates have reached 6 Ks against this guy twice in the 2 times they've seen him. He had 4 in their meeting against him last year through 4 innings. And I think that he's only improved his velocity and his whiff rate since then. And what I'm really liking here is if you look at the Pirates' K percentage against left-handed pitching, they are by far and away the highest in terms of K percentage. I already saw that at 5.5, they started juicing the hell out of Ashby's line, so I thought, how do I create some value here? I'm getting a line that both these guys have hit at a pretty high rate in terms of against the team they're playing, and now I'm getting plus 125 for it. I'm okay putting a half unit on that for sure. So yeah, that's my little SGP I'm doing. I was too much of a scaredy cat to pick a side, and for that, I apologize. We're on to the next game. We're talking about one of the dirtiest, one of the grossest, and one of the trashiest teams in the league, a favor to Sean Redden's. We have the Philadelphia Phillies at the St. Louis Cardinals. Let's go with Sean. I'm actually very interested to see what he has to say here.
All right. We just seen this exact same matchup on Sunday Night Baseball. Wheeler was dominant versus this Cardinals lineup. Phillies got to Wainwright early. Bats simmered out later in the game. But I'm going to back the Phillies here on the road. The Cardinals lineup is just really struggling here. Give me the Phillies on the money line, minus 130 for a full unit. And then give me the Phillies a stab on the run line for a half unit at plus 136.
Toast. Get your clown ass out of here with the sound effects. I want to hear the guy talk.
What happened?
That was you making the buzzer noise, correct? What was the plus odds for that minus 1.5?
Plus 136.
We had fucking Buzzer McGee over here. Making noises and such. Okay. Alright. Now, Toast, I want to hear your thoughts in this game. Tell him why he's wrong.
So yeah, taking the Cardinals first 5 and the full game money line, 0.75 on each of them. Sean's right. We just saw this matchup, and Wheeler looked great. But if you take a look at Wainwright, he's one of the guys that I trust, especially at home. And if you take a look at his past couple starts against Philly at home compared to on the road, he's been much better, considering he went 9 innings, only gave up 2 runs his last start at home. And the start before that, he only went 5 innings, but he still only gave up 2 runs. So, I don't really like the spot for the Cardinals, especially after playing extra innings yesterday. But there's just something about the Cardinals at plus, with Waino on the mound with plus money. Not to mention the world is betting the Phillies because this line has completely flipped. Vegas had this line as the Cardinals as the favorites last night. It's completely flipped around. I'm going to fade all that public money. Give me the Cardinals and Wainwright at home at plus money.
Cards, money line. Now, can you say what this plus money is, you dirtbag?
I'd have to look it up because the line.
All right, it's plus 110 from what I just saw it at last. Plus 110.
110 on the money line, and the first 5 is both of them are 110.
All right, you want the other one as well?
Yeah.
Pete wants the graphics guy fired.
Yeah, I mean, I just
told him that
Yeah, I'm actually...
A graphics guy's golfing right now.
Kyle actually called me, and I got fired mid-show, so this is going to be my last broadcast. Pete, you're actually kind of like the Nick Castellanos of this broadcast, so thank you for...
I also want those at 0.75 units.
Jesus, now here's a guy who's a fucking nutcase.
I said it.
Okay, so both of those for 0.75 units. We got Ballsy McGee throwing 1.5 against the red-hot Phillies. Yeah, I'm also going to be fading the Phillies here. This line is super suspect to me. Everybody and their mothers on the Phillies. The Cardinals have looked absolutely dog shit. Now they're going to be back at home. And that's where the bats have really been their best. We've seen that the Cardinals go on a little bit of tough stretches when they go on the road in terms of offensive production. But at home, they really have seemed to turn it around in a good portion of their starts. I'm only putting a half unit on this joint because I'm really not in love with this game. But listen, I'll take the plus money. But the other thing that I'm looking at here is Zach Wheeler. Yes, he had a great start against them, but now they get to adjust. They're going to see him at their home stadium. Zach Wheeler has definitely been worse on the road this year. Not too worse. I mean, this guy's still an ace and a stud, but he definitely has been worse on the road this year. Meanwhile, Adam Wainwright, his best spots at home for some lefty batters. There's going to be about at least 5 in that Philly lineup tonight. And as as my guy Sean just said the other night, without Schwarber, this is the Athletics. I think that Adam Wainwright could have at least a decent enough of a start, and that Phillies bullpen that is due for a horrible game, I think they could blow it tonight.
The best bullpen in baseball for like the last few weeks.
They actually have been one of the better bullpens of baseball. I think they're in the top third of the league, but still not a bullpen that garners respect from me. Corey Nebel has no clue out there.
What's his name? Hold on. What's his name?
What is his name? Knievel? Who the fuck pronounces their name like that?
No.
Yeah, Evil Knievel.
I just wanted to hear it one more time of how you said it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm sorry about these freak show.
Corey Knievel is his name.
Yeah, all right.
I just hope he's able to shut down the Cardinals for an inning tonight.
I'll tell you what, man. This guy's got the puns out of this world. I'll tell you that right now. This Sean Redden guy, holy pun, man.
Not a dad, but dad jokes.
Dad jokes out the fucking waz with this man. All right. So this is probably one of.
I got a kid on the way. That's horrible.
This is probably one of my favorite bets of the night right here. I'm just going to address it again. No, we don't have the updated graphics. No, I'm not fired. D-backs versus Rockies. We got Chad Kuhl versus Zach Gallen. We saw this exact matchup just about 5 days ago. And I'm back in the D-backs in the first 5 on the run line. I absolutely love this spot for them. They have been on a tear lately with the bats, and I'm really impressed by it, honestly, because it hasn't been against like the worst pitchers in the world either. Alex Cobb, they lit up. Alex Wood, they lit up. Kuhl, who was so good at home lately. I mean, the guy pitched 9 innings of shutout baseball against the Dodgers. He gets absolutely lit up by this Diamondbacks lineup. And he doesn't have the best numbers against them. He's got a near 5 ERA against them. And here's my main problem with Kuhl. He's looked so bad in his last 5 road starts. We're talking about a guy with a 6.2 ERA. We're talking about a guy with a 9.66 OPS. And we're also talking about a guy who's worse versus lefties. If you know this Arizona lineup, there's going to be 6 of them in that lineup tonight. It's going to be their second time seeing them in a row. And while I'm about to say something different for the next guy, I think that it actually works against Chad Kuhl here because now he's in a much worse spot. So I think he's going to get shelled. And then my other favorite part of this is Zach Gallen, man. If you know Zach Gallen and you know him against the Rockies, the man is their papa. He owns a 2.38 ERA, 1.25 whip, and a 5.01 OPS against his current lineup. He's won 4 straight first 5 run lines against the Rockies, and he has much better numbers at home. Here's the thing that's really sticking out like a sore thumb to me, people. The Rockies, they're good at home. They're good against lefties. So let's do a little reciprocal of that. Now they're on the road and they're facing a righty. What have the last 9 right-handed pitchers versus the Rockies at home done? Oh, they've just held them to a 1.19 ERA and a 1.06 whip. They are shutting them down. I see this as such a big gap in terms of what the Diamondbacks could do in that first 5. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put 1.25 units on it for that Diamondbacks first 5 run line, minus 120. D-backs, do not get cold on me tonight. I will lose it. All right. I almost ran out of breath on that one. Jesus, I need to hit the gym. Toast, what are you picking?
You're muted, I think. Or at least I can't hear you.
I think you're muted, Toast.
Sorry. You pretty much went on for 5 minutes, so there's not much I can add to that.
Yeah, dude, I'm sorry. I was passionate.
You're good. You're good. Not complaining. Not complaining. Just saying I'm not going to just repeat the same stuff you did. So essentially the same line of thinking as you. D-backs first 5. Same bet as you. And then I also like the D-backs team total over 4.5 at -125. The D-backs have hit this number in 8 of their last 10 games. Yeah, so I just like the way that they play, especially playing at home. So yeah, it's same thing as you.
Now I'm just gonna need the odds and the unit counts for those, please.
0.75 apiece.
Okay.
The Arizona line is the same exact as yours, and the team total is -125.
Okay. All right, I'll just do the team total one. If anybody has a problem with it, you can look at the next one. I'm going to be gone next week because Kyle's going to fire me, so it's fine. Now, Mr. Sean Redden, please tell me you're on the Diamondback side, or are you on that skanky Rocky joint?
No, I am on the Diamondbacks here. I can't get to 170. That's too big of a number for me. Yeah. But I'm going to take the Diamondbacks -1.5.
Okay.
Because like you guys been saying, I expect an offensive explosion. About the Diamondbacks here. Zach Gallen, I'm not as crazy about him as you or Toast. But so I'm actually going to do a full unit on the Diamondbacks -1.5 at +122. And then I'm going to do a half unit on the over 9 as well. Because I can, and that's at -104. But I can see the Diamondbacks winning this game like 6-4 or 7-4.
Yeah, and let me just clarify. Listen, I am not in love with Zach Allen, so don't you dare say that. No, but yeah, I'm not in love with Zach Allen, but I am in love with him facing the Rockies. I also am in love with fading the Rockies on the road against a right-handed pitcher. They're just, it's like they're so bad against them. It's actually insane. I mean, as long as the Diamondbacks should score 2 runs here, we have a great shot at that first 5-run line. If they could score 1, I would say we still have a decent shot at that first 5-run line. I'm expecting at least 3 or 4 from them. So yeah. All right, let me go ahead and delete our picks real quick because we're going to move on to the next game. And that next game, do you have the action thing up, Toast? Do you know what our next game is while I delete these picks real quick?
On my thing, I have it down as the Astros at Oakland.
All right, yeah, we could do that game next. Yeah, we'll do that game next. What is your pick for that one, Sean? Let's hear.
It's actually really simple. I think Blackburn has been a stud all year, but I think he's kind of pitching above his head. And then his last few starts, your Urquidy, the pitcher for the Astros, has actually pitched really well, and especially against a couple tough lineups. But it's really simple here. The talent discrepancy is just too much. Give me the Astros -1.5 at -104 for a full unit.
Okay, I could dig that. I could dig that. Toast, I feel like you're on the opposite side here. I'm gonna need you to explain why. This guy's feeling shiesty today.
I like Paul Blackburn a lot. I like the spot for him. I'm taking Oakland in the first 5 on the money line at +130 for 0.75 units. Anytime, I think it's a pitching mismatch. Jesus. Urquidy has been very good, but just like I said with Javier when I played the Royals against him, at some point I think he's going to come back down to earth a little bit. He's also been going 6-7 innings, so I think that there might be a little bit of time for fatigue because if you look back, he usually only goes 4 or 5. So going 6 and 7 consistently, I might be able to get a little bit of maybe a Oakland team that's been playing better since now they've been told they're going to get a new ballpark in Oakland. They haven't they only had 1 bad game since there. I just like the way that Oakland's been playing, and I'm not really in love with the way the Astros are playing. As much as they're winning games and stuff like that, when you're winning games as a huge favorite, but you're giving up a shit ton of runs, you don't get bonus points for that for me. So if you're sweating those tickets, at some point it's going to pop. Astros have won 9 of their last 10. They might even win this game, but for the first 5, I'm going to take my chance.
All right, cool. I could definitely get down with that. I'm kind of leaning into somewhat of the same thinking. I was honestly really busy trying to get the stream set up, and I was also editing an MMA video. So these last few games I had a little bit of a time crunch for, but I was reading the lines in this one, right? And I was reading that despite Paul Blackburn has like the worst home ERA I think I've ever spotted on the planet, the Buddies' earned run line is 2.5 minus 115 on both sides. He also hasn't done good against the Astros in the past. So why is that? I'm doing a little wind horse. Now why is that? And why is 99% of the money on the over in this game, but yet they haven't moved the line? Huh.
Weird.
Huh. Very weird to me. So what I'm going to do in this game is I'm going with the first 5 under, and that's because I have zero trust in the Athletics bullpen, but I'm just doing some simple line reading here. They think that Blackburn's going to have one hell of a game today. That's what I'm thinking in terms of what they're doing with that. I got it under 4 minus 120. I'm not going to go too crazy, but I'm going to definitely put a half unit on it. And the reason that I like it so much is that the first 5 under in their last 5 games at Oakland, 4-0-1. The Athletics, yes, they've been hitting the ball a bit better, but Urquidy's also been pitching a bit better. So I'm going to give the edge in terms of that matchup to Urquidy. And then while the Astros, they've been smacking the ball a bit, they actually have hit this first 5 under in their past 7 of 10 games. They've been starting off slow offensively and having to come back in the games in the later portions, the last 4 innings. So I think that there's a little bit of an edge betting that first 5 under. This 4 I saw specifically on MGM, so I'm just going to say that now. I don't mind betting it at 3.5. It's just a half unit, but I do like the play. I think it's pretty sharp, especially when you see that the public and the money is all on the over, and I get it. Split-wise, this is not a good game for these pitchers, but sometimes you just got to respect the books and their juju, and that's exactly what I'm going to do here. So yeah, that is our little recap of that Athletics game. Now, next game, would you guys rather do the Giants-Padres or the Blue Jays-Mariners? I think Giants-Padres is next, correct?
I have a very simple analysis for the Giants, Padres.
All right, word. I'm going to let you eat, dog. I'm going to let you eat. What do you got?
All right, I'm taking the Giants on the money line.
Okay.
Plus 136. I know they're struggling. They probably should have won the game last night. And then my analysis is fuck Blake Snell. Giants on the money line, plus 136.
How many units is that again? Sorry.
What did I write? Give me a full unit.
Oh, okay. Listen, Blake Snell's kind of a puss bag, but I am a bit team Blake Snell here. I'll go last because I actually have a very interesting bet with this one. So, Tosh, you go next.
I'm just going to fade Blake at home. I am a Blake Snell guy. I just think that he's got to get some time to get going again. But Sam Long, that means it's essentially a bullpen day for the Giants. He's been solid. You can count on him for 2 or 3 innings of no run ball. And as far as that is the Giants have played. It's not like the Padres are scoring a shit ton of runs either. 2-2, 2-4, 2-1-1. Their last 6-7 games. So I'm not too worried about that. So I'm going to take San Francisco in the first 5 at plus on the money line at plus 125 for 0.75 units.
Okay. Really, the first 5. I like that. That's ballsy. You're backing that Giants bullpen in a bullpen day. That's I respect that. You're a crazy guy, Toast you. All right, so I was like having an aneurysm looking for a bet for this game because, I don't know, I think the lines are a bit weird. I want to back Snell, but at the same time, I don't want to back Snell because the Giants are slightly better versus lefties. So I got to digging, and this is a bet that I found that I actually really like. I didn't know that this was a market, but I really like it a lot. So I found this on DraftKings. It was like all the way at the bottom, and it said each team total runs. So I looked at it. Each team total runs under 5.5 at minus 125. So let me just write that down. Each team under 5.5. You get that at minus 125. And I'm going to put 0.75 units on that. Let me try and clean that up a bit so the people could see it. So yes, it's a weird ass bet. I know, but I was just looking at some hit rates in terms of these offenses. I mean, we're talking about two offenses that are in the bottom 4 of OPS and WRC plus over the last 2 weeks. They look all out of sorts. I do like Blake Snell. I think that last game was a sign of him really gaining some confidence. So I think that he actually goes out and has a good game tonight. I also think that there's a reason that his earned run line is 1.5. And I don't think it's all partially due to the fact that the Padres have stunk lately. I think that that the Giants have stunk lately. I think it's that Blake Snell has some really good stuff, and he's finally starting to get it together. Really showed in that Dodgers start. But listen to this. So I got each team under 5.5. Padres have reached 6 runs once in the last 12 games. The Giants have reached 6 runs once in the last 10 games. Listen, as long as these offenses all of a sudden don't have an explosion today, I really like my chances of this. I think that there's some great value, and from what I've been seeing in terms of this series history, they tend to be some low-scoring games, so I'm all over this bet. It's the weirdest bet I've ever placed, besides that little hit parlay the other day, but I'm definitely like my angle here. I think it's a solid bet. All right, Chiefs. Now, we only got 2 games left. Some may be saying, thank God. Some will be saying, wow, I'll miss these fellas. So handsome and so brave. So the next game we're going to go on to is the Blue Jays and the Mariners. And as a fellow Mariner, well, I'm not fellow, as the resident Mariners fan, Toast, I want to hear your thoughts on this game.
Man, I was really struggling with this game. Obviously, the Blue Jays are struggling right now. There's no question about that. They got Ross Stripling going on the mound, who's been pretty decent for them. He's kind of coming back to earth lately. God, I really, really, really want to take Toronto here. The problems that I'm having is the Mariners are getting back Ty France. They've had a really good bullpen. They're really hot. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to go with Vladdy and the boys. Give me the Blue Jays on the money line, minus 110 for 1.5 units. They correct things tonight. Kirby's been good. He's not walking anybody, but he has a tendency to get lit up at times. Yeah, I'm just going to go with the big bad Blue Jay bats tonight. I think they end that streak, and they finally play well tonight.
So that's the Blue Jays money line at minus 110. Now, you didn't sound totally confident on this. Do you want to just half a unit?
1.5 units.
Where the fuck did that come from? You just sounded like you were not even going to bet it. All right, cool. The Blue Jays money line at 1.5 units. Jesus. I'll go next here. I'm kind of backing the Mariners in a way here. I'm going to go with that Seattle Mariners team total over 3.5. You could get that at minus 130. And I'm going to put 0.75 units on it. These Mariners bats, people, they're alive. They have come alive. They've scored 20 runs over the last 3 games and have hit this total in their last 5 of 7 overall. Stripling's been pretty solid this season, but he does not have good numbers versus Seattle lineup at all. In his last 3 games against them, he has 11.81 ERA, a 2.25 WHIP, and a 1.013 OPS. That's not very exciting to me. He's coming off his worst start in a while, and honestly, I just felt that was due. Ross Stripling seems like a nice fella, but also doesn't seem as good as he was pitching the last 4 or 5 games. So I just simply wasn't buying into that. The line of 8.5 has 99% of the money on the under here, yet there hasn't been a budge in the line movement, and I was just looking at the Blue Jays bats lately, and as much as George Kirby can be shaky at times, I don't trust the Blue Jays right now. I don't know what the hell has happened to them. Actually, what I heard was that their first base coach had lost their daughter in a car accident. So the team morale may be down right now. Honestly, I don't want to just solely contribute it to that. But rest in peace to her, prayers to the family, and that could be a reason why they're slumping right now. I don't know. I don't want to mess with the bad juju there. Toronto's pen has been one of the worst in the league this season. This is easy for me. Seattle team total over 3.5, minus 130, 0.75 units. Now, Mr. Sean, lay it on me. What do we got?
It was Ross Stripling versus George Kirby, but if you're going to back the Mariners, I would curb your enthusiasm a little bit. I'm in the same boat as Toast here. I'm going to take the Jays on the money line for a full unit minus 108, and I'm also going to take them on the run line minus 1.5 at plus 146. Just too much value with a lineup like this, and I think the Mariners have kind of been playing above their heads recently.
Okay.
If you also, just really quickly on Stripling, he's looked not as good lately, but look at the teams he's playing. Pitched against Tampa Bay, the best lineup this month. He just faced them. Boston, very good lineup. The White Sox, pretty decent lineup. The New York Yankees, pretty good lineup. So,
pause on that White Sox one. They can't hit righties to save their lives, but everything else I agree with. Jays minus 1.5
he
plus.
went 6 innings against the White Sox and didn't gave up 1 run. So, still passed that test.
Yeah, all right, I'll give you that, Chief.
On the road.
What was that plus?
Plus 146.
And you said half unit?
Half unit on the run line, full unit on the money line.
He said 3 unit max.
Oh, he said 3 unit well play. Word. All right, I'll make
Yeah, I
sure
went and took out a loan actually to put it on the game.
to put on the Jays in this spot. I'll tell you what, man. That's a great bet. All right, so the last game we're going to be doing, guys, is we're going to be doing the Dodgers, and we're going to be doing the Cubs. I'll just go ahead and say it right now. This is the only game I did not get to cap today. I kind of had a feeling of what I was going to bet going in, but I kind of want to hear what the other fellas have to say about it. So, Toast, start us off here. You seem to be a mind reader of the Dodgers. Now, you love the Dodgers 1.5. Are you going to employ the 1.5 today?
Absolutely not. Cubs, first 5 money line for a half a unit at plus 155. Look, Tyler Anderson's been really good. He's been really good at limiting soft contact and all that good news. I can't really talk bad about Tyler Anderson. Keegan Thompson is a guy, though, that I think is going to continue to get better and better as the year goes on, and his numbers are showing that. He's coming off a 3-walk performance against Boston, but before that, his last 2 starts, he had only had 1 walk and 15 strikeouts. I think we see some more of that today, pitching in Dodger Stadium. The Cubs have already seen Tyler Anderson once this year. Those Cubs bats are hitting pretty damn decently the last couple weeks, so at a big plus price, I think that the pitching matchup is maybe like a wash. Obviously, the Dodgers probably have the better bats, but like I said, with the Cubs already seeing Anderson, you're going to get me plus 155. I'm going to throw a test at half a unit at it.
All right, now, Sean, what do you got to say? You seem like a guy who loves his Dodgers run line. Are you doing it again?
I'm on it. I have 2.5 last night, casher, and I'm going to go right back to the well. Give me a full unit, Dodgers minus 1.5. Got it at plus 100. Tyler Anderson, sub 3 ERA, 6-0 at home. Let's ride.
All right, I could get jiggy with that. Yeah, so I'm going to kind of do a variation of what Toast said. Just specifically because I feel like this Cubs lineup is really starting to stumble onto something. They're really starting to hit. Wilson Contreras has Tyler Anderson's number, and he's been smashing lefties. So I kind of like the spot for him. And I also like Keegan Thompson a lot. He's seen the Dodgers actually, I believe, 2 or 3 times over the last 3 years and never looked quite bad against them. And as Toast was saying, I really feel like Keegan Thompson's been coming along as the season goes on. He's due to have a better day in terms of control than last game. I mean, you don't see him walking 4 batters every single day. So I think he's going to be better in terms of that. And then the Dodgers bats just simply haven't been living up to my expectations recently. They just faced a Rockies rotation that wasn't even that impressive. The 3 starters they rolled out there, and it's not like they were murdering them. No, they had some pretty low totals in those games. So as long as the Cubs could keep it somewhat close, I'm expecting like a little bit of a 2-2 score through the first 5. I think that they could definitely get the job done in terms of at least tying, if not winning that first 5. And the one thing I will say that I'll definitely give credence to Sean here is I think that both me and Toast could hit in that first 5, and you could also run away with that Dodgers minus 1.5.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the plan. We all win. That's the plan.
It was always the plan. And the main reason for that is, dude, that Cubs bullpen is ass McTits. They're 28th in just about every single category over the past month. I don't think they have a clue against this Dodgers lineup. So, yeah, I like all of our bets in that one. And, yeah, Chiefs, that is the slate. I would like...
Parlay Paulie has one for tonight.
Oh, Paulie. All right, give us your parlay, kid. What do you got?
All right, last night we missed it by one leg because the Mets wanted to go nuclear.
Yeah, that
and
was
I almost
nuts.
broke my computer when J.D. Davis hit that grand slam. But Rays -1.5, love it. Braves money line, love it. Twins money line, love it. I'm doing a full unit on that, and you can get plus 405 odds.
Okay. Wow. All right. So plus 405. And this Chief is ready to put a full unit on that. You got to respect Parlay Paulie, guys. This is a guy who loves betting -1.5, and he loves it so much he'll put it in a goddamn parlay. This man.
Oh, ask Toast. I've sent Toast like 20 DMs this year of me smacking 4-leg -1.5 parlays.
Dude, and I bet you have, dude. I believe in you. I feel like you be posting the cash tickets all the time on the thing, and I'm like, God damn it, man. This guy, I'll tell you what, this guy is one sick fuck. Okay, Toast, what do you got rocking for today? You got any parlays of sorts, bod? You're on mute again.
Muted.
I got a hit parlay for you guys. Marcell Ozuna, Tim Anderson, and Yadi Diaz all to get a hit, coming back at plus 146.
Okay, so Ozuna, Yadi Diaz, Tim Anderson. I like that Tim Anderson one a lot. And then what are the plus odds on that?
146.
Alrighty. Chiefs, the Prop Beaver doesn't have anything crazy for y'all. I'm not gonna lie. But if I did have something that I would probably be playing today personally, and I would sprinkle the living light out of it, I am going to be sprinkling Shane McClanahan over 10 plus Ks, because simply put, we are talking about a machine of a man against a lineup that is not going to have a goddamn clue what to do against this guy. He's been putting on clinics left and right. The Toronto Blue Jays had the lowest K percentage in all of baseball against left-handed pitchers going into this game. What does this man do? He goes on the road and strikes out 10 of them. Now he's going against a team that's striking out and handing them out like it's free candy on a Halloween day. It's just, the value is simply too much for me. I think this is insane. Plus 340, I will definitely be taking that for a light sprinkle, people. Listen, as much as we like to throw parlays around, remember to bet responsibly, and don't bet your kids, because that's not nice. Yeah, so that's going to be all for our show today, guys. I really appreciate anybody who stood by for this horribly produced show by myself. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do a million things here, people, so I just want to say sorry for that. And I also want to say thank you so much to Sean for coming on again. Sean has been killing it when he's been a guest spot. I heard he's vying for my spot, but I told Kyle, I told him we'll do a 4 panel if anything.
After what you went through today, I'm all good on that.
Okay. Yeah, no, the people could fade my picks. They need my picks to fade. And then we got Toast, who, he's just a loyal soldier. He's the Buffalo Soldier, guys. Give a round of applause for Toast. This guy.
I have no computer skills. I have the computer skills of a 3-year-old. But I've been handicapping my whole life. This is all I do. It's all I can give to the company.
All right, guys. This is probably
also,
going to be...
somebody's asking a question really quickly. Who's a better team healthy, the Giants or the Marlins? It's the Marlins, guys. Better pitching staff,
agree.
better lineup.
I would have to agree.
I actually agree with that as well. Who in that Giants lineup scares you?
Darren Ruff.
And that's saying something. Who? Lamonte? All right. Well, Chiefs, I'm going to try.
I do love Jock Peterson, though.
Oh, young Jock. All right, I think I'm about to end the stream. Guys, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. We'll be back tomorrow with actual proper producing. So, as I said 50 times, thank you. See you tomorrow. All right, Chiefs. Thank you for sticking in there with me. I'm sorry that was so heinous.